Okay, I'm just gonna get this started because I kind of want to get this going, even though, yeah. Give me 1 second here. Hello all, thanks for making it back. We do have Cyberpunk 2077 up to be played. I do have a friend in town that I haven't seen in a very long while, and they're seeing if they can make an availability sometime tonight. So there's a possibility that this stream could end rather abruptly, just because I moved to a place where I didn't really have contact with friends or family at all. But before that all happens, hopefully, concerning news that has occurred in the last couple days. I know some of you follow sports, but not necessarily this sport. So, in the major news recently for World Swimming, the governing body, FINA, decided to ban effectively all transgender women from competing in women's sports. And they did this by requiring that a transgender individual have completed their transition by the time that they're 12. And it's talking medically, like you need to medically be on hormones by 12 for you to be able to be considered eligible as a transgender person or transgender woman to compete in women's swimming. Most countries don't allow you to get on hormones until you're 18. So the requirement to stick you on hormones like estrogen and a testosterone blocker by age 12 is fucking impossible. Pardon my language. It's completely impossible. And that's now the requirement for transgender athletes, specifically for transgender women in swimming. Like, and the worst part of it is all the people that I've seen supporting this have no idea how hormone replacement therapy works, what it does, what it changes. Supporting this with statistics that are very skewed. Their lead point for this is, I believe it's Leah Thomas. She won gold in a swimming placement. First transgender woman to do that. And that's all that anyone ever focused on. Including the transphobes, who are pointing out that this is a person who was competing in the men's category at a lower placement that all of a sudden made first place, as this being like an issue with trans women competing in women's sports. Not focusing on the fact that she placed low in a lot of other races. Just that she went from a lower placement in men's to a higher placement in women's. As if that's a bad thing. And not realizing that, yeah, if a woman were to compete with men, she would have lower placement. And once she's completing on equal footing with her peers, she'd do better. And it's not even like that she, like, won consecutively. She won a race. Like, it's not like she was beating records out of the park here. The record that she beat was then later beaten by another cisgender athlete. So it's not like she set some impossible fucking standard. Pardon my language again. So, the world swimming governing body has decided, with all of the uproar that caused, and a bunch of other issues people have been making a stink of, that they're going to ban trans women from swimming and competing in women's sports. Because that makes sense. It's not like being on estrogen changes your ability to maintain muscle mass or build muscle mass. It's not like being on estrogen doesn't change anything. You lose bone density. Fat redistributes. Like, muscle is hard to build and retain. And any person who has been on, God, my hair's not going with me, HRT knows that after about 2 years, the muscle that you could have built up, wild ones, I can... Yeah, it's officially summer and I have allergies. Estrogen, after about 2 years, the muscle that you would have built up with a high level of testosterone, pre-HRT, typically has been replaced, lost. There's no real disadvantage, medically speaking, to the point that I'm going to point out that based on height, weight, muscle mass category, trans women don't have an edge. In a lot of cases, if bone density hasn't gone down, they will place in a different weight class. Then it's just, if anything, it's disadvantageous. And these women, which are so few in number, like the amount of trans athletes isn't equal to or 25% of or anything close to that mark. It's like small. They're competing to the best of their ability with potential disadvantages, without advantages, and all of a sudden a governing body is going to ban transgender athletes. On what grounds? Medical science proves that there isn't an advantage. So on what grounds? And it comes down to its politics. We've let politics influence people competing against each other to see who's fastest, who's strongest, who can swim the best. And instead of letting these people compete and setting clear guidelines that aren't based on gender, but based on gender or sexuality, that are instead based on like physical attributes, weight size, class, muscle mass. Like, there's a better way of doing this, and pushing trans women out of a sport just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. But yeah, that's the one of the things that's happened in the world today. That's just on top of everything else that anybody who's trans is dealing with. There's just so much going on. And the two things that I would like to see internally the trans community stop doing would be stop delegitimizing xenogender individuals. I've seen a lot of this lately, and it's odd to me that in a community where we know just how horrible it feels to be pushed out of something because it's something you're not, to be treated less than, that we would turn around and do this to a group of people in our own community that are expressing themselves in the way that allows them to be, that allows them to just be their authentic selves. The whole point of transitioning is to be happy, to find your ground, to be comfortable in your own skin. And xenogender individuals are doing the exact same thing. It's how they feel, it's who they are. And I really need individuals in the trans community to stop saying things like, xenogenders make it harder for trans rights to be approved. Because here's the thing. The people that are saying this in government, that they don't understand xenogenders and it makes the transgender thing hard to understand, they don't want to understand the, in quotations, transgender thing. They don't want to understand any part of it. And asking us to remove a part of the community to make it more palatable for cis-normative society, that doesn't help us. That's a whittling technique. If you remove X, we'll consider Y, but they're never going to consider Y. It's just a point to divide us, to separate people within the trans community so that it's easier to pick apart and destroy. We don't gain anywhere by pushing people out. We don't get accepted by the greater society by trying to make ourselves, like I said, palatable to cis-normative society. We get accepted by changing what cis-normative society understands is trans, is transgender. We are a part of the LGBTQ community as much as there are people inside the LGBTQ plus community that don't like putting us in that acronym. It doesn't matter. We're there. We're a minority group expressing gender uniquely. And a lot of us fall into this whole sexuality aspect of LGBTQ plus. There's so many different people that flag protects. And I think I know that we're not going to get anywhere by trying to cut parts out. That goes for trans people in the LGBTQ plus community. That goes for people within the LGBTQ plus community as a whole looking down on drag. It's a form of self-expression. And if you have a problem with that, with the whole hyper-exaggeration and flamboyancy and vibrancy and in-your-face loud, essentially discussion on both masculinity, femininity, and society as a whole, with the whole slight at the fashion industry and everything else that drag can be, then I think you kind of need to look at where it is we all came from, which is a place from, like, we get to exist today because our predecessors, for pride, fought like hell. They did a whole bunch of very dangerous, very life-threatening things. They stood up and they put themselves on a line to be essentially ridiculed and attacked so that their existence would be more normalized. And we are seeing that same need in the world today with trans people. We see common representation in movies and books and animation that trans women are typecast as villains. You see it in old true crime videos and TV shows, that the one thing that they bring up, along with the charges or the previous convictions, is whether or not someone may, not even if they are, that they may be transgender. It's brought up right next to it to sort of carry correlation to. And it's something that the trans community, both men, women, non-binary, xenogender, trans-neutral, all have had to deal with and fight to a whole, just to a massive degree. And it's gonna fall to us again. The way the world is turning, it's gonna fall to us again to change what our predecessors tried to change, what we almost had, or at least had more of than we do now. It's going to be up to us to make that public perception different. As hard as it is right now with major media outlets pushing this old, tired rhetoric about trans people. And if they succeed with trans people, they're going to start attacking LGBTQ+. Okay. And once they're done there, they're gonna move on. These people aren't hating on just trans people because they don't just like trans people. The people behind this that are pushing this, they're trying to whittle down the things that they don't like. And that comes down to, quite commonly, anything that isn't cisgender, monogamous, white, and Christian. And I'm gonna say this right now, I'm not saying all Christians are bad. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that there are people who are using the Christian religion as a weapon to push people down. I've met Christians who are perfectly accepting of trans people, of gay people. They consider them part of everything that they believe in. But it's these other people who want to take old words out of a book that don't have modern relevance to push people down. They're not good people. And if they get their way with trans, they'll go for gay. They'll go for race. It's the same process that we've been fighting for years. And so I just want everyone, especially within the LGBTQ plus community, to just take a second. And yeah, there are going to be people that you're going to meet that you're not going to understand. You're not going to feel the same way. But just because they choose to see or express gender differently than you doesn't mean that you should treat them any less than you do someone else who has a different sexuality than you. It's just not for you. But it's great that they've discovered this about themselves. And that's something we can all smile about. So let's stop trying to punch down on our own people when we've obviously got a bigger thing to fight. And it's not us. It's the people who don't want us to exist. And that's all I'm asking, is just a little common sense. Which, in this world, seems to be a rare commodity. That said, I have just received, as you probably all heard, that text message that I was kind of expecting. So, I may not actually get to, oh, wow, it is just absolutely killing me. I'm gonna put you on mute for a hot sec. Hey, 1 second.
No, I can't.
Well, you're gonna need to. Okay, that said, I'm gonna need to take a quick break here. I'm gonna see if we're doing anything. And I'll let you know, it'll be just a quick break. I didn't expect today's stream, excuse me, to be so short. But a 30-minute update is one thing. I'm gonna show that. But yes, no, there are some good points made in chat on the side, and I don't know if that popped up on screen or not. My system seems to be doing something weird. That's actually a very good point. We shouldn't be involving ourselves in parts of people's lives that don't concern us. That just doesn't just go for cis people. That goes for trans people. That goes for straight and gay. There's going to be people you come across that you're not going to understand. You're not going to fully get. But it's not your job to involve yourself any more than how much the person wants to involve you in their lives. And if that person is just passing by in the street and they have a gay pride pin on their clothing, you need to make no other consideration than just noting that it's there. If you don't like it, fine, walk on. But it's the people who stop people like that, who yell slurs. Y'all need to stop acting like children. Like, and I'm gonna say this for just the people out there that have had to experience bigotry, homophobia, transphobia, direct to their face. The person who's saying these things to you, and this was something that was told to me by someone else, but the person that's saying these things to you is the same kind of person you would have met in elementary or middle school, or even early high school. The same kind of person that picks on someone weaker to ingratiate themselves with their peers. They solely exist by finding self-worth in putting other people down so that they can seem superior to those around them. Those people never grew up from being children. They're a grown-ass child taking issue with you because putting you down in their mind gives them status, gives them something to gain. And you need to consider them no more than A, your immediate safety if the person is being violent or has the tendency to be violent, and B, to the same consideration that you would give a child being shitty. They need to grow up, and it's not you that's the problem. It's them. They never grew up. They never figured out what it meant to be an actual adult, which is, if it doesn't concern you, don't make it your concern. We can put in rights for people that have situations that don't affect us because it's their concern. And as long as it doesn't impede you, then there's no need to get involved. Anyway, short break. Okay. We're actually gonna go and get into playing a bit of Cyberpunk. But yeah, that was my rant. It's just be better to each other, you know? It's just that's literally it. Just be better to each other. Just treat each other with a little basic kindness and respect. Like, you don't have to understand someone's situation to let them live their lives. Like, some of us just need to take our hormones artificially. It's not anything less than that. So, or anything more than that, really. Anyway. Games. Fun games. This is probably going to get loud, and I'm sorry. Whew. I have just been tired recently. Although I have to say, this round of I keep saying this, like this round of facial hair removal, this last round of like facial hair removal had like the slowest burn I've ever experienced. Like, you can't really see it with the light just because that's kind of how this whole lighting situation works right now. I don't have a ring light, so you can't really see. Oh, there we go. But the laser this time around did like a lot more damage than any other time before. Like, the first few times I went, I think it was the first two times I went, there wasn't really much of a difference. The third time it was like, I could literally just scratch my face and hairs were falling out. And it was like, oh wow, that's like a lot. But this fourth round, it was like, I was kind of expecting it to do more of what the third round did, and it seemed like it just did nothing. And I was like, this is really odd. Like, it was a day before the for the third round, before I was actually having stuff come out. For the fourth round, it was like everything was holding on, and I was like, oh no, like did this not work? Did I screw up the pre-shaving that I'm supposed to do? And then it was like a week later, and it's like I scratch my face, and I'm like, why is there black stuff on my hands? Like, I'm not at work. I'm not dealing with ink or anything. Like, what's going on? I'm like, wait, hold up. And I went to go to the bathroom, and I was like, it's my hair, but it's not coming out like hair. It's coming out like it had been lasered. Like, it was coming out almost like ash, but it's just, I guess there was just a little bit of hair at the top that was like still hair quality, but then once that fell out naturally, everything else was just burnt. And so it was like, oh geez. So I literally look in the mirror this morning after like just trying to get as much of it off, and it's like I can finally see my face. Like, it's not perfect. It's not where I would like it to be, but it's more there than it's ever been. And it was just a euphoria hit, because I hadn't, at that point, I hadn't been, we're just gonna do this real quick. I hadn't been, really euphoric about getting facial hair removal done. I knew that it was something that I had an issue with, because it was one of the main things that bothered me. But I always assumed that once it was gone, it was going to be more like I'd be more okay, but I didn't expect to be happy. Like that's the weird thing. I didn't expect to be happy about the removal. But now that I can actually see a lot of progress, it fills me with just such I don't know how to describe that feeling. Elation? I don't know. It's just I'm so happy. Like I can see me. I'm there, and I didn't think that this was going to be such a cause of dysphoria, because it's what it was. It's dysphoria. I was repressing everything that I was feeling about how I looked, and I knew that to some extent because I knew which things I didn't like. But seeing it come through, that it's like it's more me every single time I look in that mirror. And I don't know how to describe what it feels like to finally be in your own skin. Because I don't think I can explain that. Because I don't think there's any referential term that I can give. Like, yeah, there are more things I don't like. I don't like how I'm not liking how my hair is constantly being a jerk, but I don't like how it looks like I've got bags constantly under my eyes. Like, this is a thing that I deal with. I've got discoloration around my eyes that makes it look like I'm constantly about to fall asleep. Doesn't matter if I'm the most awake person in the world. Doesn't matter if I've had 12 cups of coffee. Doesn't matter at all. This doesn't go away. I could sleep for 12 hours each day because I've done that before. This doesn't go away. This is some weird genetics. But as much as I dislike that, there are ways to, I guess, alter or change that isn't quite so as permanent as what I'd seen my facial hair as. And so all I can say is if there's like a thing to go for, like I personally believe that all transgender care should at the very least cover facial hair removal. Like it is such, if your goal is to provide health care to trans individuals to improve their quality of life from a situation that can often cause suicide, facial hair removal is one of those things that I think, especially for trans women, is something that should be offered, because the type of like the feeling that I felt with this, it's been a relief. It's been like a stress off. And I don't think that should be barred behind such a high price that hair removal is. It should be something that's covered at the very least there. There's other things that people want, hair removal for. But personally, for me, as an individual that is dealing with a lot of body hair, I'm happy that, at least for where I live, my government covered face and chest hair removal. I would say go one further and just make sure that you can get hands, because some people grow hair on their hands, and it's something you commonly see, at least in a lot of guys, and so it'd be nice to remove that. But I think that if you're looking to provide the absolute minimum, HRT, hormone blockers, testosterone blockers, estrogen blockers, testosterone pills, estrogen pills, or shots for either, that's the start. But there's a lot of other little things that I think should be considered. And when I say little, I mean they're massive to a trans person. But they should be considered. Because that change can mean the world to a person. Getting this off, like, I have a before picture. I will eventually share that. But only after I've completely gone through everything that I plan to. But once I do, I very much plan to share the before and after on that, because I had full facial hair. It's not like, oh, I had like a patchy beard. It was, no, I could wait 3 days and I would have the beginnings of a rounded beard. You give me the end of the week and I'd have a beard. It was a lot of hair. And having it gone was a big thing for me. A big quality of life improvement that just helped. It helps me feel more like myself. Even though I keep a mask over my face all frickin' day. Like, you can only see like this much of my face. Knowing that what's underneath is starting to look, at least to me when I say this, starting to look more femme. It gives me confidence in a lot of things. Because it's not like I'm trying to hide something that I'm unhappy with or that I dislike about myself, something that I can't change. It's instead that, you know, it's becoming okay, and it will be okay. But it's not like I'm unnecessarily hiding behind the mask anymore. It's more like I'm using the mask as a way to kind of pull it back when all is said and done and over. And be like, yeah, this is what I look like. And to be fine with that. But that's my comfort, is having a mask on in public. I mean, it's kind of odd when I'm on a stream, broadcasting to the internet, being like, hey, look, this is what I look like. But, I don't know, it's just in person, it feels different. And so I wear a mask. And I walk all the way to work wearing a mask, especially in really humid and hot weather. It is not fun. But it's my comfort. Until this can be repaired or fixed. And that's just me. I've met trans people that are perfectly fine with the way that their face looks. They don't want any changes to it. And that is fine. If anything, I admire people like that. To be in a situation where you don't feel dysphoric about something that is common to feel dysphoric about. I'm envious. It's something that I'm never gonna get to potentially experience. I just have dysphoria over everything. So I have to deal with that. But that said, games. What I wanted to do all week, and have wanted to do all week. Lifting that up. You can see on my mic that I have all of my hair elastics, but that's because my cat still keeps on trying to play with those whenever she can. She really likes hair elastics and stickers. It's a peculiar thing that my cat is interested in, but it's at least consistent, so I know what I can, try and avoid. Anywho. I need to change so that you guys can actually see what I'm seeing. 1 second. Because that doesn't like to play otherwise. Oh, hey, there we go. All right. We're going to continue where we left off.
Hey, everyone. Feels great to have you back. So then, did you all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale? Apparently, the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research. But honestly, it's quite the power move.
I'm gonna just go and say this straight up. This is probably isn't gonna be a long playthrough. It was like 38 degrees or something last night. And I didn't sleep. I spent maybe about 2 hours of my night sleeping. The rest was me on my phone because I just could not sleep. I got up to grab water like 4 or 5 times because I was just sweating. And it was just not fun. So, yeah, I am feeling a bit tired, but we're gonna do this because this is gonna be fun. Jackie, thank you. You look like you were about to charge me.
Target's Sandra Dorset. Target's Biomon went mute a couple hours back. Suspected abduction. Target could have possibly flatlined already. Not sure you're in time.
We're in time, Buck. We. Sure you're on phones, but that don't make you any less part of this squad.
Squad. Charming.
Buck, but at least try to be nice.
You want nice, supportive? Call a damn helpline.
Gonna box people. Okay. That's fun.
Looking for 1237. Target should be inside, but I got 0 eyes on her Biomon. Fingers crossed it's not too late. Ugh, I hate this.
Yeah,
life
get
or
back
death
inside.
shit. Hurry. Try hacking the door. Think you can trip it on your own, V?
I don't know. I got a huge hunk of person in front of the one thing that I'm trying to hack. Hi. Awesome. We're just gonna go in. Hi. So, like, I know there's this whole stealth thing that you can technically do.
Are we fucking late? Is that her? Is that our target, V?
Okie dokes. I have no idea. I am busy reading other people's fan mail. Well, I mean, that's fan mail. It's more like threats between someone and somebody else. But hey, whoop. Yeah. That looks nice. That doesn't. Ooh, I will be taking that.
Sandra Dorset's protected under Echelon 2 Corpo immunity. Our girl's top shelf. This one's packing black market Zeta Tech repros. Typical back alley fix-ups. Not our lucky gal. Let's keep looking.
Oh.
Mira, eyes up. Pendejos ahead. Drop it quiet, V.
Do I have to?
Come. They'll spot us.
Ugh, fuck it. I couldn't bring myself to do that. Hey, you know what? There.
Scabs are still
Oh, it's
crawling.
nice.
Clean it up, clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target out under fire. And definitely don't want a slug in your back.
No way. Not neither.
Can we take a look at this beauty? Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, that is just such a... Wow, that's okay. I don't. How did they shoot me through? Right. It's a tech game. They're firing like technical bullets and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, I can hide behind something. No, that's not how this works. Oh yeah, no, you're in town, and yeah, it's muggy as heck. It's shitty. It's hot. If you're in a hotel, blast the AC early, cause it's probably not gonna do much shit.
Nice shot. Guess where I'm at? That all you got?
once
wanna
again.
slug. In your back.
No way. Not me.
This! Gotta reload!
Oh, I do love the shotgun. Don't get me wrong. Ooh.
Point for you! ¡Hijos de puta! They ain't left for Frankfurt! From behind! I hear them!
Whoa. Okay. That's not going too well. It is super difficult going loud. What? Are you hungry? Do you want me to stop? Like we can grab food.
I don't need to stop.
Oh.
Hell yeah! Do something with the eye! You got this!
Taking that, taking that.
Scabs are still crawling. Clean it up, clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target out under
Like
fire.
as much as I love the shotgun,
No way. Not me.
Head down! I'm empty! Need to reload! Back this, cabrones! You know who you're messing with.
is there like, oh, is there like a better? No, I've only got this. Okay. Nah, I'm still gonna make you do one.
One fucker left. Rip up the shreds! Know where you're hiding!
Jackie?
I take you to dumpster trash. Nice shot. Fuck this.
Oh wait.
Seek and you will find, cabrones. ¡Chingada madre! Rip up the shred! I ain't left for Frankfurt!
Oh jeez.
Empty mag! Hold on! We had options here. Bub, you got eyes on this shithole? Anything?
Ruby's in looks out on the balcony. Got a window on the left. Give me 2 steps to creep the lock.
Okay, V.
Watch yourself.
Hijos de puta! Eat first, then blast them! That all you got?
Don't see any movement on the sensors. Looks like you got them. You're clear to go.
Shit, where the hell's our target?
Look around. Gotta be there somewhere.
Oh, that's a cool one. Okay. Nice. Can I can take all. Oh, no, give me a sec. I'm not going in there just yet. We've got shit that needs taking. Okay. Okay. See. Frag grenades. Those are great and useful. Gonna take a lottery card, because why not? That looks like a hole I can go through. It is. Whoop. Okie dokes. Did I miss anything? Are there any dead bodies I didn't loot? No, I'm pretty thorough, huh? Dude, there's like... Whoa. And yeah. Oop. We can get rid of that one. We have different unities. Oh, all these suck. That one, that one. I probably shouldn't. $5.66. Gonna take out that one. 65, 60, 61. There, so we got those. Hi.
Jesus
Ugh.
fucking Christ. Think I got her. Got our target.
We make it? She alive?
About to find out.
V, jack into her biomon. Need to know what we're dealing with.
This
She's
does
in a
not
tub
look
ice,
good.
crammed in with another. Fuck. Like slabs of meat.
Keep it together, V. If she survives, she won't remember a thing. Tiny scar on the subconscious, that's all.
Heard people who live through shit like this get panic attacks, without ever knowing why. You'll be sipping a glass of ice-cold water, and suddenly your hand's shaking.
V, jack into her biomon. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Jacking in. Sandra Dorset, NC 570442. Trauma Team Platinum.
Platinum? Shit. Trauma should have swooped in if she sneezed.
Guessing they jammed the transmitter
Okie
6.
dokes.
Looking at a hacked biomon, firmware reconfig, or a neurovirus.
Carajo, T-Bug. You ain't seeing this place. This is tubs, ice, hooks, and cleavers.
Scott Muncher's hack, huh? Got an idea. Check her neural cord. Find a shard? Yeah, pull it. That'll be what's muting the biomon.
Is that even safe? Can't we just get her out of here?
We found her still breathing. Can't lose her. We need that biomon working, checking for hemorrhages, whatever. Find that shard and yank it.
Found the shard. Removing now.
Check the biomon. Anything change?
Greetings, Sandra. If you are conscious, assume recovery position now. An emergency evacuation unit has been dispatched and is due to arrive at your location in 180 seconds.
Biomon claims trauma will be here in 3 minutes.
Your premium plan will cover 90% of the projected costs of your rescue
I'm
and
like
treatment.
falling asleep. Yikes.
Let's get her off that ice.
Jack, look sharp. Not done yet. Don't know who's out there.
Locked and ready, V. Do your thing.
Oh, fuck!
She's flatlining.
B, need to know what's
Jackie, air
going on.
hypo. Fuck, this is bad.
Catch, Chica!
I think. Holy shit, it worked.
Fuera, Chica. Get her outside.
Yeah, just jab her with a stim. That's a great way of that working.
Fuera, get her out. Terrace.
There we go.
Landing. Stand clear. Initiating security protocol. Follow all instructions. Place the patient on the ground.
Can I go? Thank you.
5 steps back. Now. TT-133 to control. Patient NC570442 secured. Stimulants being administered. 70 milligrams dopamine, 110 norepinephrine, 800 fibrinogen.
Great.
Let's get out of here. Elevator gets us to the garage direct.
I want to
Good
take this
work.
with me.
Shit show's over. Cutting my wires now. See you in the near future.
Listen, Chica, I got this thing. Mind if I borrow your wheels?
Can I stick the giant gun in
Got
the
a date
trunk?
with Misty, but I can't take the metro. How's they gonna look for me?
Won't leave you hanging, Jack. Don't get used to it.
You're saving my ass, V. Thank you. How about I drive you home, huh?
She's all yours. I'm beat as it is.
Oh, almost forgot. Should get Wakako in the hollow. Tell her the job's done.
I'm pressing T. Okay, I had to hold T, not press. This is press, but no, it's hold T.
V, how did it go? Our client is alive and well.
Of course she's alive and well. It's what we agreed, isn't it?
Splendid. Your payment awaits you, ready to come and grab whenever you like, even right away. But I guess home is the only place you wish to be now. The NCPD has surrounded Watson. The district is closed. If you're to make it past the cordon, you must move fast.
Thanks for the heads up. Swing by to see you later.
Okie dokes.
Word out the NCPD is gonna put Watson on lockdown. If I'm gonna sleep in my own bed tonight, we better put in fifth.
Leave it to me, Chica. I'm driving.
Can I stick this in the trunk? Please take it with me. Please take it with me. I have the distinct feeling it's not with me. Oh, is it on the ground? Is it on the ground? Oh, it's with me. I might still have it. I want the big gun. Cool guys take the metro.
Can't stop digging Night City.
City like any other, just bigger.
Nah, Chica. Not just any other city. Morgan Blackhand, Andrew Whalen. Adam Smasher. Legends are born here.
I just want to know what the heck is currently needing that kind of ventilation.
Let's grab a tight bite. What do you say?
Jackie, you're locking down Watson, remember?
Oh shit, you're right. Is it just me or... Do it. Get on their ass, tailing us. Hello. I don't like this, V. Stop! Hijos de puta!
Can I? Oh,
Drive, Jackie!
Come on, V! Shoot!
Keep her steady!
can I? No, I have to use this. Oh, then I'm just gonna.
Hold tight, V!
Holy fuck!
Mierda! Perdón! Got you, assholes! V! Aim for the driver!
It's what I'm trying to do.
Chingado!
Look, it was laggy as crap. What did you expect me to do? Shoot straight? I can't shoot straight with my life.
Scratched your baby up pretty bad. Sorry, V.
It's okay. It can wait. Let's just focus on getting home.
One quick second. I want to make sure we're not doing this mistake like we did last time. And have... Okay, copyright music is disabled.
Damn. Pulling out all the stops.
Watson's on lockdown to further notice. Necessary security measure.
Officer, ma'am. Damn, are we ever lucky we ran into you.
Really? What's it that makes me so special?
Heart of gold? Because only somebody with a heart of gold can understand just how much I need to get back to my girl.
Your girl?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna be worried sick if I don't show. I mean, I'm trying to be a stand-up guy. She's giving me a chance. Waiting.
That's a
Look
shame.
at him. No model citizen, maybe, but he's a good kid.
Let them through. But they're the last. Okay, on your way.
You have a good evening now, officer, ma'am.
So you can be nice when you feel like
When am I not nice?
it. Always.
I'm always never not nice.
That guy had that's an interaction I like. It's just like certain dialogue lines that just like feel right. That was one of those.
Check it out, V. Shit's going down.
Doesn't look like your average bust.
These ain't your average badges. That's MaxTac. NCPD's apex predators. MTAC rolls in when things fly out of hand. Gonks out there, though. Just a midday snack for them. Well, show's over. Poor bastards. But they had it coming.
I'm gonna hit skip. Cause it's not like I'm ever gonna remember where any streets go. I am bad with city maps, as I have discovered. Stick me in a multi-level city map, I'm done. I don't know where I'm going. Stick me in a cave, I know exactly which way is out, and I don't understand this.
Sweet dreams, then.
Tell Misty I said hi.
I will.
Do I have the gun? You bastards. Please tell me I have the gun. No! I wanted the big stupid gun. Okay. It's approaching 9. I haven't eaten anything. I'm tired as heck. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna go and do a mid week stream at some point. It'll probably potentially be Friday. That's a loose one. I just want to like get into some gaming because I do these after work, but I am just so tired. So, can I save yet? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna quit game. I would like to thank you all for coming. I know this is a bit of a shorter episode. I'm just a little bit too tired. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. Gonna leave quick. Bye-bye.